Okay, so this is 5.5, the laws of logarithms. So just like we have exponential laws, or exponent laws, right? We have logarithmic laws. So we have the three: product law, quotient law, and power law. Those are the ones that we learned grade 9 for exponents. So these ones apply to logs. And this allows us to take logs and change them around. So log a m times n is the same as log of am plus log of an. And when you divide, it's subtract. And this one here, log a of m to the n exponent, all you do with the n is bring it in front of the log. So let's look at an example. So what we can do is we can simplify logs. So log 3x plus log 3 2x. And they have to be the same base. So this is log 3 and log 3. So both base 3 logs, so we can do the product law. So what that means is when you're adding, it's the same as multiplying. So we have x times 2x, and that's easy to do. You end up with 2x squared. So what we've done is we've taken this one and changed it into that log. Okay, so example number 2 is we can also simplify this one. Now this one's a little bit more complicated in all the pieces to it. So we have a half log b 16 minus 2 log b 6 plus log b 15. If you notice, they're all the same log b base. So the 1/2 is 16 to the half. That goes in front there. The 2 that's in front of this one goes to the exponent here, and that one's already the same as that. Okay, now we can change the 16 because the half is the same as the square root of 16. 6 squared is 36. So again, we can simplify it one more step. Now we have subtraction and addition. So now we can deal with the multiplication and division. So the parts that are multiplied are the 4 and the 15, because those are the pluses. And then we have the subtract in here, which means the division by 36. So that's why it's down the bottom. Don't be careful and don't put the 15 down in the denominator, because that'll screw you up there. And again, then you just do the math, 60 over 36, and that reduces down to 5/3. So you can take a really complicated log like this and break it down and simplify it into a very simple piece. Okay, now flip to the next page, and what we're going to do is we're going to go backwards this time. I'm going to give you a log, and you need to expand it or write an equivalent expression. Okay, so first off, we have a division in here, which means we subtract. So square root of 5x minus the square, log b of 9y squared. Okay, then we can take the 5x and throw a half up there because that's what the square root means. This one here, we'll just carry it through to the next line. Now, because we have an exponent up here, you can bring that to the front. So if we bring that to the front, then it's 1/2 log b 5x. So then we're subtracting here, and we're doing multiplication. So then what we do is, because we have multiplication, we can do addition. So that's log b 9 plus log by squared. As you can see, we're just getting further and further expanding this. Okay, now when you have 5x in here, it means 5 plus x. So you can break that down one more time. But you got to remember that half goes with everything. So you're going to have to eventually distribute that half to everything. This one over on this side, again, the square on the y can come down to the front. So we end up with 2 log by. Okay, now we're getting finally to the last line. So this 1/2, right, we can distribute to both log b5 and log bx, right? It goes into both of those, bang and bang. And then this whole side is already taken care of, minus and minus. So that's taking a single one and breaking it or expanding it into something a little bit more complex. Now, this is an interesting little note here. If you don't have any number down here, it's just log a, what it is log 10a. The 10 is already there, we just don't write it in. And that's a really common log. We do that all the time, so don't be surprised when you see that. Okay, now what we can do is we can take logs and we can figure out, like we can estimate what answers are without the use of a calculator. So flip to the next page and look at example number 4 here. So estimate the value of log 312 without using a calculator. Well, what we do is, if you remember back in grade 9, we use something called benchmarks, which are things above and below numbers. So for instance, 3 squared is 9 and 3 to the 3 is 27. And we want this to be 12. So our x value has to be between 2 and 3. And in reality, it's probably closer to 2 than it is for 3. Okay? And one last little thing here. You notice the little sailing ship. We're on a really, really rough ocean right now, in a rough situation, so you've got to remain calm. So again, I just want to review this. Again, there's a standard log, and we have A, B, H, and K, and they do certain things, and you know that. A is a vertical stretch, and K is the vertical translation, right? That affects the Y values. And then we have a horizontal stretch in here of B, but remember it's 1 over B, just like everything else, and horizontal translation. Yeah, what number do you plug in there to make that 0? Just remember to do your transformations before you do your translations. That's always the case. Okay, that was lesson 5.5.